correct. You looked at those and then you maybe talked to one of us as Kaumatua. And that's neat. The whakapapa is absolutely neat. The past is absolute because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the past. But now we're here as a whānau, and once again I say thank you to Peter for putting a spark in our bum. Ki te hara mai ki konei, ki tō mātou kāinga tūturu, to our tūranga waiwai. And I take it on board that it's really not up to Kaumatua to energise that. And it was absolutely terrific, Peter, for you to energise that, you know, to put us on the main grid, eh? And, you know, plug us into the 3-point and start us thinking about the future. We had a kōrero before Tamla and her whānau came, and because we don't have much time, mate, you know, we've got a few hours tonight, a few hours tomorrow, and there's all sorts of things happening. And if we don't get off our butt and start talking about these things, we're going to go away from here and not fill some gaps. And from a Kaumatua point of view, it's important for us to start filling the gaps. And we want you as the younger people to help us fill those gaps. You know, we're only here to share the little we know. But my kōrero with Kaumatua has been that I see us as being the Mātauranga group. In other words, we believe we have some wisdom that we can share with you. I believe that the focus should be from where we came from to our marae tūturu, and this is but one of the marae. There are many, many, many maraes within Te Wairoa and throughout the motu that are part of us. Now, it's upon you to go to those maraes and find out for yourself. You know, Tamla and her whānau have come from Kahuranaki, big happenings there. And of course, you know, as we know, this is ANZAC, so we start remembering some of our old soldiers. But I reckon that those old soldiers who passed away, you know, our Nanny Pure, they would be saying now, this is a generation where we need to start looking to the future. And I've said clearly to our Kaumatua, hey, I don't want to sit here and cogitate my navel for the next, you know, few months. I want us to share with our tamariki mokopuna that, you know, I'm saying let's look to the future. I'm saying we should be looking at our tamariki mokopuna who are here now and try and energise them so that they are going to be successful in the future. Let us leave that part there and start thinking about this part here. And I'm talking about that from a Kaumatua point of view. Now, our Kaumatua, they all said they agree. And so we done this secret squirrel stuff. We done these scribblings on this paper. And we created a thing called the Mihaere Mauri Ora. In other words, Mihaere, to look at the betterment of the whānau, you know, in a whole lot of ways, you know, a whole lot of ways. Our Keitiana brought up the issue about improving karanga. So we look at that. And then we said, well, part of karanga is whai kōrero too. And we started looking at that. So, you know, those are but two themes, only two themes of many things that you do. I mean, many of you around the table here have got some other themes that we can add to that actually makes, because, you know, it's fair enough to say tikanga and te reo are a meaningful part of Māori. It is an absolute thing. But it's not the end of the world. There are other things that are as important. And our tamariki mokopuna, to me, are really important. Because if Mihaere wants to go into the future, then Mihaere has got to be strong at this point in time to go into the future. And when I threw out this thing called the Mihaere Mauri Ora, the objective there was to have a group of our whānau who are going to energise things called communications and the kaupapa as a whānau, to look at, Pākehās use this word called governance, but it's really just a word that says that the way we operate is clean and tidy, transparent, and all that sort of, stuff. But it's important. You've got to have that sort of transparency stuff. And then the financial issues, because we need a group of people who can be the centre of our whānau, who can open up simplicity called a bank account. So if we want to make contributions in terms of koha or whatever, that we can know that we have this group of people who are going to do that sort of thing for us. And that group of people will sort of come back to the good old oldies, our young people, our Kaumatua, and say, is this the direction we want to go? And then Kaumatua will say, kei te pai, let's go down that way. And so if we're going to look into the future, we're going to look at all our kids and we're going to say to ourselves, let's put some energy into that, whatever that might be. And so we need people on our Mauri Ora group. These Kaumatua people, we're too young and we're too energetic and we got too many things on our calendar diary to do, so we can't be messing around with that sort of stuff. But no, we need people who are younger, we need people who are brighter. We need to know that if we switch on the light, the people that are going to be in that group are going to do things for us. And I know from my experience with other groups in Hauraki that whānau groups who've developed a sound basis of all sorts of things ranging in terms of administration, can actually access some organisations who provide funding for a whole lot of reasons. And I know that in this room, sitting around this table, there's a lot of people here that know that sort of stuff. And so I'm not telling you nothing, I'm really not telling you nothing. And but having said that, if that helps our Mauri Ora group to help the Mihaere whānau to achieve the things that are important for our tamariki mokopuna, looking into the future, be that in terms of support for bursaries or education, whatever, $100 going to a kid, going to a college somewhere, is not bad. But if we can chuck in $1,000, that's pretty good. If somebody's bright and we need to energise that brightness, then to me, that's a great kaupapa for us as a whānau. We can dwell on saying, I'm a Mihaere, go to pai. But if we can say, I'm a Mihaere because we are part of strength, we are part of things looking into the future, and we're strong about all those sort of kaupapa. And so I've chucked this on the table. It's secret squirrel stuff. It's not for exposure to public.
Or media.
But I've nominated Peter to lead our way down there.